Hi, I'm Sailor Moon Serena here. And today I'm going to talk about, you know, why I believe WWE, why AEW is not going to beat WWE. Now, you got these folks out, you got all these wrestling followers out here. And what have we been hearing since last year, or even this year? Oh, AEW is going to beat WWE. Oh, they're gonna kill them. And that's not true. Not true at all. Let's be earnest here. And I will be earnest and frank and truthful here. AEW isn't gonna harm WWE. I don't care what AEW says or what any of their followers says. The truth is they're not gonna harm them at all. I mean, let's look at all the wrestlers. A lot of them are unknown wrestlers that no one knows. Half of these wrestlers cannot talk good from what I've heard. And some of them, they don't even know how to sell any holds. Yeah, in true wrestling, one has to sell holds. You just don't go around giving someone stunner, 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 then jump up and starts over kicking someone over and over again. There has to be some selling, something that these wrestlers don't know how to do, or they're told not to do. And all these go around with their likenesses of the mad Vince McMahon and the happy Raleigh Kong, or the mad Hunter Hearst Helmsley and the happy Cody Rhodes. Well, first off, you can show all those likenesses all you want. That isn't going to help you. You know, I know they got a deal on TNT. Okay, that's good for them. Good that TNT want to get back into wrestling, but sad that TNT had to pick AEW to get back into the wrestling game with. No, nothing that AEW does is going to harm WWE. Now they're going to be folks saying, oh, what about all their shows that have been sold out? Well, I think it's just the same track of wrestling followers going to show, making it look like that they're selling out, making it look like it's more bigger than it truly is. AEW is probably nothing more than IW, only more smaller. Because at least IW had a lot of big name known wrestlers, when they first started out. And there ain't no way that AEW is going to get more watch time on TNT. There might be a lot of going back and forth between USA and TNT for a while, but eventually it's going to tinker off. All right? And AEW followers, act and behaving like jerks. Somebody goes around and they say something about WWE, but if you say something about AEW, they get all sob baby and say you're mean, you're bad. Why can't we all just get along? Stuff like that, which is sad. And they don't have any name-known wrestlers. Oh, they got Chris Jericho, who by this point isn't really that good anymore. This isn't the Chris Jericho from Smoky Mountain Wrestling, or or Extreme Championship Wrestling, or World Championship Wrestling, or World Wrestling Federation, or World Wrestling Entertainment. Hell, this isn't the Chris Jericho from New Japan Pro Wrestling either. This is a Chris Jericho that's been around for a long time, and I don't know how many more years they're going to get out of him. So, the only big name-known wrestler they got to be in All Elite Wrestling is Chris Jericho, and I wonder what they're going to do when Chris takes time off to do some more singing. So that's about it. And the rest of it are just unknown wrestlers that no one knows about, and they got Dean Ambrose. Well, here's the thing. Dean Ambrose didn't work out in World Wrestling Entertainment. So I don't know how many folks out there are going to want to see him after they just saw how he didn't work out during his WWE time. So who would want to see him in AEW? You know? And oh, that's about it. And no, Billy Gunn and Dean Malenko you don't really put them in there since they're highwaymen. But anyway, beyond that, that's it. And then they keep saying, "Oh, but Raleigh Kong has a lot of gold." Yes, he does. And Vince McMahon has a lot of gold too. So no way Raleigh Kong is going to outdo Vince McMahon in the wrestling business. I don't care if he's owned a bunch of football teams and he owns a bunch of far cart making businesses. Good for him. But no way is he going to outdo Vince McMahon when it comes to wrestling. Is he going to be like is he going to do what Robert Carter did for so many years? Stick with it until he loses everything? Well, even if he does that, he isn't going to outdo Vince McMahon. I am sad about that. All right, that's not happening. You know? So, AEW isn't going to do anything to WWE. And for all these AEW followers getting mad and saying, how dare WWE put NXT up against their show? Well, AEW has no one to blame except themselves for a year and a half, making fun of them, putting them down, saying, we're coming after you, we're going to kill you, and all kinds of shit, you know, that WWE had to go through during its time with WCW and also during its time with AEW, with IW. So, yeah. So it is what it is. AEW isn't going to harm WWE. They're not going to do anything that's going to put them out of business. And the sad thing is that anything that WWE does, they always claim, oh, they're just doing it of AEW. Give me a break. You know, I don't care if AEW claims they're big. They're really not. The truth is they're a small wrestling business that happens to be an upstart, you know, that has no way of doing anything and is basically just doing everything that IW's been doing for 17 years. The only unlike is that they're even smaller, got less name, and have no name known wrestlers. But at the end of the day, AEW's doing the same shit that IW has done for 17 years. So that's what I think. I'm Sailor Moon Serena, and I'll see you later.